Okay, so this week's EastEnders debate is about Shabnam and Kush and their baby. Unfortunately, they are going to have a stillbirth and lose the baby, so I'm just going to discuss this storyline and what it's going to mean for the characters involved. Okay, so as we already know, Shabnam had a child which she ended up giving away. She abandoned the child because she didn't think she could give it a proper upbringing or any kind of stability. She's in a situation now where she's managed to get pregnant again, but this time she really wants to give it a good go. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the reason is. Maybe it's because she's actually with someone who she loves this time. Obviously, she's getting married to Kush, so it's going to be a proper family environment where she can give it the proper stability. She's got all her family around her who can support her. Or maybe it's just because she feels guilty of giving up her first child and she thinks, I can't do this again. I've got to really try and give this a go. Whatever it takes, I've got to try and do this properly this time. I can't give away another child kind of thing. But, whatever the reason, she wants to try and do this right this time and, properly raise the child and bring it up as her own. So I think the first thing that's going to happen is obviously, Shabnam's going to have a lot of blame towards herself when this happens because, as we all know, she is religious. So I think she's probably going to think, this is God punishing me for giving away my first child. I'm being blamed for that and I'm still being punished for my sins and that kind of thing. So I think she's going to go through a really difficult time in this phase. I think it's going to be very hard on her with her going through that kind of situation and thoughts going through her head. But one of the things that always come to my mind when I was reading about it is what is this going to mean now for Kush and Stacey? And the reason why I say that is because, when Kush was seeing Stacey, kind of on the sly and whatever, Kush wasn't 100% happy with Shabnam and Stacey wasn't 100% happy with Martin. I mean, the only reason why Stacey got with Martin in the first place was to try and get over Kush, to be completely honest. So, we already know there's still those feelings there between them. And so when Kush obviously made this decision to stay with Shabnam, the main reason was because she was pregnant and he wanted to do the right thing by his child and whatnot. So he thought, I can't do this. I've got to be with Shabnam and I've got to try and be a proper dad and whatnot and, do the right thing here. So when you take the baby out of the equation now, it's a thing of, well, I'm not married to Shabnam yet, so if I still want to be with Stacey, that opportunity is kind of there and I need to take it right now. I mean, it might not necessarily be that. It might even be a thing of, when, a couple go through this kind of thing of losing a child, it's a very difficult time for them. They have a lot of arguments and things like that. They may blame each other for whatever reason. One may blame the other, whatever. But, it's a very difficult period for them. So it could be a thing where, they're having a lot of arguments and that kind of thing. And then, Kush tries to confide in Stacey about the time he's having and how difficult it's been. And that leads to them, something more happening between them again, which is what happened in the first place. Another thing that I was just thinking is, it could even be the thing of what leads to Shabnam finding out about Stacey and Kush, because she may end up finding out and it's like, we've just lost our baby and you're here off with, Stacey, like one of my closest friends, what are you playing, that kind of thing. And then it could end up being a thing where it all comes out of how long it's been going on, like that they've seen each other before and whatnot, the kind of EastEnders drama that the show's really made of, So I think, it could really make for some intense and interesting viewing in that kind of sense. So I'm not really sure exactly how it's going to pan out, but I do think it's going to lead to a lot of dramatic situations in terms of Shabnam and Kush. Whether it's going to lead to the Stacey and Kush thing, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm definitely thinking that it's a likely scenario. So I'm expecting that kind of thing to develop from it. But what do you guys think? I mean, I know this is a very serious situation, storyline to deal with, but I think if they can deal with it in a respectful manner with some class and tact, then I think they can really do this justice, because there's going to be people watching who actually have gone through this kind of thing and it is a hard time. So hopefully they do treat the storyline with the respect it deserves and they can pull it off in a respectful, dignified manner that I think they should be able to do. I mean, they've done a lot of storylines in the past which they have pulled off to a good respectable manner. So I've got my fingers crossed that it'll turn out okay. But what do you guys think? Is it going to be hard for you guys to watch this kind of storyline? Do you think it's going to be okay? Would you rather they just manage to keep the baby and they stay together, or do you think it's going to be more interesting to see what could happen now when they're really tested in their relationship? Because this is another real big test for them to, they've gone through a lot of stuff already, but I think it's going to be one of the first real hard situations they have to go through. Let me know in the comment section, guys. I'll be happy to hear what you think. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you did like it, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe to my channel as well, as I do other videos such as comedy, music and blog videos, and I also do the rap roundups which are dedicated to EastEnders as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys, but until next time, it's Python signing out. Peace.